Mountain Boutique with Erin Wilcox, the director for the National Barrel Horse Association. Good morning, Erin.
Hi, Colleen. Yes, we're here district-wise. We're with the National Barrel Horse Association, NBHA.
Can you tell me a little bit about what the association is?
Well, we are a professional nationwide barrel racing association with over 23,000 members. We span across all of the United States. We also have races in Australia, Canada, and Germany. And then here locally, we are the largest of the 3 districts in the state of Nevada. And we cover 8 out of our 17 counties here.
Oh my goodness. And of the 8 counties, do you have youth and adults who participate from all of those counties?
Yes, we have youth, open, and senior divisions that allows people from all ages to participate, and it also really encourages the family participation, as you know, the moms will bring the daughters or sons, and it's a whole family event.
Oh, and that's awesome.
Yes, yes.
And
we've got some with even the grandmas.
Oh,
we'll do
there
a
you
3-generation.
My goodness.
Yeah.
And when you have an event, is it the barrel racing, or are there other events that you're adding to this, or?
Ours particularly, we focus on the barrel racing. Other associations do some pole bending. Some of the high school rodeo or gymkhana will throw in some goat tying and things of that nature for the kids. But ours focuses on barrel racing.
And you're going to have about 10 events in this area this summer?
Yes, ma'am. We're running 3 out of the new Ironwood facilities in Spanish Springs. It's a really neat indoor or outdoor climate-controlled facility, and that's opening here this spring. We also have 3 at the Rock and LJ in Washoe Valley, and we have 4 scheduled in Fallon at the Churchill County Fairgrounds.
Oh, that'll be fun. I know that this summer you're going to add, and actually I should back up a step. You actually were personally responsible for reviving this group in this area after 10 years absence?
Yes. MBHA was in hiatus in this area for 10 years. Between economic hardships and that sort of thing, people just could not participate at the level they were anymore. And I moved back out to this area a year and a half ago from Texas, and my daughter barrel races, so we were looking for some events for her to participate in, and I couldn't find hardly any. So I contacted the state director for NBHA, as we were familiar with that association in Texas, and she said, well, if you want some, you got to put some on. So here we are. Yeah.
And you jumped in a big way.
Yes, both feet.
And as your organization, you said that you strive to promote horsemanship and sportsmanship.
Right. We really focus on encouraging, especially our youth, but all contenders, as they run their race. We're right there cheering them on and encouraging and just complimenting their run, whether it be good or bad, or we just really try to stick together and make it a fun event.
And how would your household be different doing chores from the city folk?
Well, most people with animals will say that their barn gets done before the house does. So we usually have a little more dust in the house and dirt on the floors, but the animals get fed and groomed and stalls get cleaned, and
Wow.
animals have to be exercised and pay attention to.
You said that your children knew when the horses were sick or needed care.
Oh yes, when they're hands-on like that, then they grow a real attachment with their animals, and they can tell that this one's not eating properly, or this one's not walking right, and it gives you a heads up when something bigger is wrong.
That's right. And you also talk about through the events you strive to encourage positive and upbeat environment for everyone. And how do you encourage that?
Well, when you go out and you've done your chores and you've done your exercising and practicing for hours throughout the week, and then you go and compete, well, when you have your own personal best time or the best time of everyone or anything like that, then it's very rewarding. It gives you a great self-accomplishment, and so that's just there. It really is a good thing, especially for the youth. They tend to have such the lower self-esteem and things of that nature, and you don't see it as much when they have that bond there.
So they bond with their animals, they bond with the other children or the youth or other people that are...
All the contenders, they become a little family, and then again, when you're going with your mom or your daughter, or just a lot of times a handful of girlfriends will ride in together, and so yeah, you do a lot of group time.
You talked about one father-daughter combo that they teased the dad that she was going to get a buckle before he did.
Yes.
And how did that come out?
Yeah, came award time, the daughter beat the mom, and the mom had been doing it much longer, so it was a little, fun poke that it was all in good fun, and yeah, it was. And just in the area, in the last year and a half that you've been with the organization here in Northern Nevada, you've also done a lot of events for such thing as wildfire victims and... Yes, there was the Colorado wildfire, and with that you had a lot of displaced, homeless, injured animals, and we sent equine first aid products over to them to help them out. We also did a fundraiser for the Fallon Junior Rodeo Foundation, and we'll be there doing it again this August.
And what kinds of things did you fundraise for with Fallon?
Well, we take a portion of all of our entry fees for each person that entered and hand it over to the fundraiser, or the foundation, and then they turn that over as prizes and such for the kids.
Very nice.
Yeah. We also, there's one I would like to hit on, the Horses for Heroes. We participated in a boot drive for them, and that's a great project. It's your military vets, and they get them accompanied with a horse, and it helps a lot with the PST and the post-trauma.
PTS.
Yes,
Yeah.
PTS. And so they take these boots in and they fix them up and resell them, and all those funds go to put these vets with animals to help them out. So that's a great foundation there. We're looking at doing another boot drive this year. We'll have to put a box in over here for you.
Please do. I'm sure we can find some booths and try to fill them for you.
Oh, yeah.
It's a tremendous project. You also worked with the Marine Corps Toys for Tots?
Yes, we held a Christmas party. We had Santa, a good little cowboy Santa,
Oh, nice.
and photographer and everything, and had a Christmas toy drive to help our local less fortunate children. And
That's amazing.
donated several boxes of toys to them.
That is amazing. And I understand you're also creating a scholarship fund?
That is what's next on our agenda. We're in the works on that. As our association grows, then we hope to further reach out to our youth and encourage them in their educational endeavors and offer them some much needed assistance with today's
Definitely.
education costs.
And always going up.
Yes.
And you say that you're not your everyday horse club. How is your club different from, say, 4-H or something like that?
Well, I'll never knock 4-H. Mine,
Oh, no.
mine started
No.
there. But
Mine too.
We like to kind of take a lot of the ideas with that and grow with that. And we just like to, again, reach out to their community and lift them back up the way they've helped lift us up. And so, yeah, we've actually taken a lot of those workings and instilled them into our own association.
And how can our viewers contact you if they want to become involved in your association?
I do have a website, www.nbhanv, like Nevada, 01.webs.com.
And that's a mouthful, but we'll try to get that up on the screen at the end here.
Absolutely.
And also, if they stop by Bridger Mountain, we'll have a flyer,
Yes.
which I now dropped on the ground. I'll have to pick up here in a minute. And we'll be able to have them see where the events are and contact you about being involved in it
That would be
or
great.
being a sponsor. Now, what's involved in being a sponsor with your group?
Well, the sponsorships are, they go above and beyond a monetary donation. We look at it as another step up in helping the community itself. We're striving to build and increase our community's revenue. And so as our winning payouts grow larger, so does our attendance. And then we're bringing in many travelers from many directions. Last year we had gals come in all the way from as south as San Diego
Oh,
and as
my
north
goodness.
as Washington. We had a big span and we just hope to keep that going.
Good. So you'll have vendors at your event? What type of vendors are you looking for?
Oh, one thing horse girls can do is spend money, so.
There you
We love the crafts and jewelry and good food and, of course, tack and horse items, good old barn paraphernalia.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Cowboy hats and boots and buckles. And
Absolutely.
Oh, that's awesome. So if someone wanted to be a vendor, they can contact you, or if they want to be a sponsor, because this, I can see, is going to be a very growing association where a lot of people, viewers, will be able to see what's going on, and it's awesome that you're building it up so fast.
Well, thank you. Yes, and we have very affordable advertising opportunities for both the vendors and the sponsors, and covers all different levels of anybody's budget. We're very flexible on that. We just, again, we're just trying to encourage the participation and the turnout, and we want to bring people into our area instead of losing them to other areas, and keep it circulating.
Is there an opportunity for a child who doesn't have his or her own horse to participate? Are there places they could rent a horse, or?
There are certain folks. In fact, I just saw an ad on Craigslist about one. They do often lease horses, and that is one place we do differ from 4-H. 4-H, you have to personally own
Right.
your competition animal, whether it be to sell or show, or but yes, you can. And then you can also share an animal within your home between, I can go ride one and my daughter can ride the same one if you don't
that's
have
great.
several, or that's just a really good horse.
So do you barrel race yourself?
I
That's
don't.
it?
I don't compete, which really helps on producing, because then I'm not running out to compete at the same time.
You're very busy. I can't imagine you would have
Yes,
time.
Yes. No, my teenage daughter, she competes, and now all the way down the line, they're all in step.
And at the end of the season, I know you said that you call them buckle races, and they can actually win a belt buckle.
Yes.
Is
yes.
that at each event, or is that at the end of the
If we have
season?
particular sponsors that would like to donate a buckle, or a few, or if we can get a few sponsors, then yes, we can have buckle events.
Nice.
But otherwise, as a whole, then they accumulate points through the year. And at the end of the year, each of the different divisions receives a buckle.
Wow.
We gave, oh my goodness, a truckload of prizes this year between buckles and hay bags and bridles and different supplements. We just, everyone walked away with lots.
Oh, that's
And,
amazing.
Yeah, and especially our children, we made sure every youth that participated got a whole bag of goodies.
Oh.
We just want to encourage them to stay in such a productive and positive environment.
That's great.
Yeah.
So at your events, you're going to have bands, you're going to have vendors, you're going to have food.
Yes, we hope to make it just a big event for the whole town, for anybody to come enjoy, not just a basic barrel race.
Oh,
We want it
that's
to
great.
be a real good time.
That's great. Well, thank you again for being with us today. And if you'd like to get a hold of Erin, we'll have her contact information at the end. And you can also stop by Bridger Mountain inside the Carson Mall and see their flyer, or pick one up to please post for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to Shop Talk. We're at Bridger Mountain this morning inside the Carson Mall with Sandie Lene, who is a psychic.
Yes, I am.
And one of your favorite things to do, and I understand you've been doing it for 30 years.
30 years. I give intuitive readings using stones as my tool.
And what about the stones? Do they have certain properties? How do I pick a stone?
Well, actually, with one of my readings, I have a mat full of 117 stones, and there's a couple of earth elements thrown in there. And they're all programmed with their own meaning. I programmed each one of them for different circumstances or people or situations. And then for a full reading, I would ask you to take a nice deep breath and choose 9 of anything that appeals to you. And then I have a little mat that sits in front of you, and you put the stones down in any pattern, because stone placement tells me a lot about the reading too. And so the stones that you choose, I look at those, and they're a nice guideline for me to speak about present day concerns or future events that you're needing to know. And then also too, I get the information from your spirit guides, your aura, and any other ethereal type of messages that are coming through, I let you know too.
Wow. So what would be one of the properties of a couple of stones? What do you mean by properties?
Oh, well, I'll tell you a couple of good ones. I have a stone, it's called aventurine, and it's pretty green. It's about that size. It's pretty green, has little flecks of mica in it. That's my finance stone.
Oh.
So when people choose that, it has a general meaning onto it. That's my finance stone. Now, I tune into your energies, and I can see that maybe you'll get a promotion at work, a raise at work. Also, too, if you're sitting down here at the Nugget wasting your paycheck, it's like, your kids are hungry. You might want to think about budgeting. So I just tune in to the messages that you need from the stone that you pick.
So you could tell the difference between my having a pay raise or
Yes, I can.
wasting my money?
Yeah. It's just the
That's it.
messages that come in through your spirit guides, me tuning into your own energies. Yeah.
And you've written a book about stones?
Yes, I have. It's called Sandie Psychic Stones. And it's a book of 50 different stones for divination, for physical healings, and spiritual awareness.
Oh my goodness.
And all the stones in there are plentiful and easily accessible. You can, just pay a few cents for ones. It's not like diamonds, emeralds, and rubies.
Right. Thank goodness.
Yeah, and it's very helpful. It's a big seller in the United Kingdom. That book.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's wonderful.
it's cool.
And you've written 7 other books?
Yes, I have.
And you brought a few of them today?
Right. The ones that I brought today are what I call my historic paranormal books. These are about places here in the northern Nevada region, in the area. And the first part of the books, I do a lot of extensive research for the history of the building, the genealogy of the owners, okay, and any other type of history about the building. And then the last part of the book, well, second part of the book, I should say, it's all about my experiences, others' experiences in the paranormal, and then also I belong to a paranormal investigative team, our experiences inside these buildings, and they're very graphic heavy.
Oh.
When I write about something, I like to show a picture of what we're speaking
Oh,
of.
that's great.
Because such as like at the St. Mary Louise Hospital in Virginia City, which is now St. Mary Louise Art Center, St. Mary
Yeah.
Art Center, I captured a picture on video of what we call shadow people walking in front of my camera. And so I explained the story, and then I took still photos of that video and put them in the book so you could see the shadow walking across the front of my
Oh,
film.
that's great.
So, for an example, very graphic heavy.
I see 2 books from the Genoa area.
Yes, I love Genoa. I just really love Genoa. And the first book I wrote about Genoa is The Dake House, which is Antiques Plus. And I'm good friends with the owner.
Martha?
With Martha, and I have, like you have, been at her Renaissance fairs
Yes,
and peddler
we have.
fairs. So this was very interesting because this went deep back into her family's history. And the Genoa Bar is fun because everybody goes there.
Yes, they do.
And there's a lot of absolutely fabulous history about this building because it was first built in 1853 before Nevada was even a state. It was still, at that time, Utah territory before it became a Nevada territory.
And what did it used to be? Do you know the history of that building?
It's always been a bar,
A bar.
or what they used to call it a long time ago, an exchange.
Oh.
Because the front half of the building was a bar. The second half of the building was, a bank.
Oh.
You could exchange monies there
And then drink it away.
and drink it away.
There you
Good
go.
point. So these are.
That's great.
I love my.
I
Genoa
also
books.
see a book about the St. Charles Hotel right here in Carson City.
Yes, that is my second home. I love this hotel. This book was so much fun to write because I enjoy that building so much. Now, again, the first part of this book has got the history, the genealogy of the owners, and the renovations. And then when we went in, our investigative team went in 2005 to investigate this place, we thought, oh boy, we're going to be able to meet up with the Wild West ghosts. No, we met up with the residents that actually people live in the St. Charles Hotel, and we found the spirits of people that have crossed over just a couple of years before.
Very recent.
One happened to be, he crossed over in 2004, was the heavyweight prize fighter fighting Irish Pat Duncan.
Oh my goodness.
And I kind of was very sad to find out he was very well known, and he died all alone here. But he's still there, and he's one of our
still fighting.
Oh, he still is, and you can talk with him.